भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं विदिताखिलशास्त्रसुधा जलधे महितोपनिषत्कथितार्थनिधे हृदये कलये विमलं चरणं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं।
ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. At the outset, I offer my namaskara to all the listeners of this Shankara Vyakhyana Mala, which is organized by Shankara Sanskritika Ekata Nyasa, which works under Department of Culture, Madhya Pradesh government. I congratulate all the organizers involved in this talk series dedicated to Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji. Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji was a versatile author, Acharya, who had written profound commentary on Brahma Sutra, Upanishad and Bhagavad Gita called Prasthanatrayam. We can see his depth of understanding of the vision of Shastra. At the same time, he was able to reach to the people who do not have that capacity to understand the subtle ideas given in Prasthanatrayam. And he wrote some stotras, prakarana granthas. And one of such simple work, simple composition by him is Shiva Manasa Puja. The meaning of this title is Puja, worship, Manasa, mental, Shiva, Lord Shiva. So Shiva Manasa Puja means mental worship of the Lord Shiva. To understand the significance of this stotra, we have to understand certain concepts related to this puja. Puja means worship, an activity expressing one's love, respect and gratitude to the Lord. And this puja is also useful, helpful in invoking and strengthening a devotee in me. And This act of puja is somewhat similar to what we do when an honorable guest comes to our place. We will wash his feet, we will offer this water to wash hands, we will offer him food, we will offer him arati, etc. So, similar things are done in this act of worship of Ishvara. And one needs to be clear about this puja that we are not worshipping the idol. We are not Murti Pujakaha, we are Bhagavat Pujakaha. So many people do not understand that and they accuse these people from Indian culture that Indians are Murti Pujakaha, idol worshippers. We are not idol worshippers. We are worshipping the Lord, invoking His presence in idol, a vigraha, murti. So we are worshipping Bhagavan through murti, through idol. We are not worshipping the idol. Generally, I give this example that when I am talking to my brother or my friend who is there somewhere through cell phone, then how do I refer to that activity? Do I say I talk to the cell phone? I don't say that. I always say I talk to my brother, I talk to my friend through cell phone. Nobody says today I talk to my cell phone for half an hour. Even though physically that is what one is doing. One is talking to cell phone only. But we never feel that way. What is our thinking about that? That I talk to my brother, friend, etc. through the cell phone. Similarly, we are worshipping the Lord alone through this vigraha. If this clarity is there, then we will not be apologetic about worshipping vigraha. We will not criticize worshipping the Lord through vigraha. So, let us understand, we are not Murti Pujakaha, we are Bhagavat Pujakaha. And some questions are raised that why should we worship Ishvara in the vigraha when Ishvara is everywhere? If a person is having this understanding that Ishvara is everywhere, and this understanding is very well assimilated, and that understanding is reflected through his life, through his behavior, through his response, that Ishvara is everywhere, then that person did not worship through vigraha. But most of the people do not have this understanding assimilated by them. They may say as a matter of principle, but this understanding is not well assimilated. Our life does not reflect this understanding. And therefore, to invoke a devotee in me, to strengthen the devotee in me, to strengthen my devotion for the Lord, this worshipping the Lord through vigraha is very useful, very important. And people argue this, that we are wasting so much money, material in doing puja, we can give this material to poor people. This is a very common argument people give against worshipping the Lord through vigraha. To them our answer is that what is a waste of money and what is not is decided by the value a person has. A big political leader is coming and lot of decoration is done, that is not seen as a waste of money by many people. Otherwise, that also is a waste. Lot of the light decoration is done, rangoli is done, so much money is spent. That is not considered wastage. Why? Because people have value for honoring that person, showing the respect or value for that person. So it is not considered a wastage. Cricket match is not considered a wastage by people. Why? People have value for it. Football match is not considered a wastage. Why? People have value for it. Otherwise, those who are not interested in that may consider it as a wastage of money. So, what is wastage and what is not cannot be decided absolutely. Similarly, this puja is helping the person to grow. And for my growth, if I spend my resources, it is not foolishness, it is intelligent. So let us not make judgment about others who are doing puja, spending some resources on that. If you are not convinced, then perhaps you may not do it. You need not do it. You can help poor people, but do it. Many times people don't do puja also and don't do this service to the poor also. They simply criticize those who are doing puja. Therefore, let us have the attitude of doing something positively rather than simply criticizing. And this puja is not necessary to be done in a very elaborate manner. Our Vedika Dharma, our Sanatana Dharma is highly accommodative. That is why we have got puja of various versions. One version of puja is called Panchopachara Puja. Upachara means steps of the puja is called Upachara. So Panchopachara means you can do a simple puja having 5 steps. Pushpa, Gandha, Dhupa, Deepa, Naivedya. You offer some fragrant thing like sandal paste. You offer some flower. You offer some incense stick, lamp and some Naivedyam. So that also can be a puja. Even that you don't have, just light a lamp, do namaskara, that is your puja. So depending upon the availability of time and other resources, you can do puja. So we have Panchopachara Puja, 5-stepped puja, Shodashopachara Puja, 16-stepped puja. And those who cannot do this puja physically, for them we have a wonderful provision of doing the puja mentally. All 16 steps, this asanam, then chandanam, pushpa, dhupa, deepa, all of them you can do mentally. And that is called Manasa Puja. Doing the puja, following all the steps mentally is called Manasa Puja. Worshipping the Lord mentally, following all the steps involved in puja is called Manasa Puja. And we have got so many stotras. We have got Vishnu Manasa Puja, Durga Manasa Puja, and one of the most popular one is Shiva Manasa Puja, where Shankaracharya ji writes 5 shlokas and describing various steps involved in the puja. And taking the help of these shlokas, one can do meditation, upasanam, worshipping the Lord mentally. Then it becomes upasana, meditation. And that also is valid, effective. That also earns you grace of the Lord. So if you want and if you have convenience, resources, please do formal puja, Kayika puja, the puja done with the body. If that is not there, then you can do Manasa puja. But main thing is you have devotion for Bhagavan, or at least you want to invoke devotion in your heart. So with this value of the love and respect, or the attitude of love and respect to Bhagavan, we do this Manasa puja, where we visualize various steps. And with this background, we will see this stotram. I will chant, and this stotra has got different tunes. I will follow one or two of them. रत्नैकल्पितमासनं हिमजलैः स्नानञ्च दिव्याम्बरं नानारत्नविभूषितं मृगमदा मोदाङ्कितं चन्दनं जातीचम्पकबिल्वपत्ररचितं पुष्पञ्च धूपं तथा दीपं देवदयानिधे पशुपते हृत्कल्पितं गृह्यताम्. So in this shloka, the first shloka, 7 steps of puja are visualized. First one is asanam. Asanam is a seat. So a person is visualizing mentally that he is offering a seat to Bhagavan. And when you are offering mentally, you should not be miserly. Offer something great. And that's what is done here. Ratnaihi kalpitam asanam. O Lord, Dayanidhe, Deva, Deva means O Lord, Dayanidhe, the ocean of compassion, Pashupate, the Lord of all living beings, Hritkalpitam. The following things are Kalpitam, imagined, Hrit, in my heart, Grihyatam, please accept. O Lord, ocean of compassion, the Lord of all beings, these following things are imagined in my heart, visualized in my heart, please accept them. And what are they? First one is Ratnaihi kalpitam asanam. Asanam is a seat. Kalpitam, made with, studded with Ratnaihi, gems, precious stones. So I have made an asanam, a seat, which is studded with various gems. So when you are visualizing, you visualize the most beautiful, wonderful asanam. So this is the first thing. Bhagavan is arriving and I offer him asanam. By our devotion and imagination power, we should try to make it as real as possible in our heart. By our mental involvement, by our devotion, we make it as real as possible. Alright, that is first. Second is snanam. Himajalaihi snanam. Snanam is bath. I offer you bath, Himajalaihi, with the water from Himalayas or cool water. Maybe this area is little hot area, so Himajalaihi snanam. Bath with cold water, or the bath with the water from Himalayas, Ganga, etc. That is the second step. Third is Divyambaram. Divyambaram is divine or celestial dress, extraordinary dress, which is Nana Ratna Vibhushitam, which is adorned with Nana Ratna, various gems. The Vastra itself has gems. So that type of dress I offer. So that is the third step, Vastra. And fourth is Chandanam, sandal paste. Sandal paste, how? Ankitam, mixed with Amoda, fragrance. Of what? Mada, musk. Of Mruga, deer. I offer you sandal paste mixed with the fragrance of the musk of deer, deer musk. That is the fourth one, Chandanam. So you visualize yourself offering Chandanam to Bhagavan's forehead, legs, etc. Then fifth one, Pushpam, flower. Jati Champaka Bilva Patra Rachitam. Flowers which are combined, various flowers combined with Jati, jasmine. Champaka is a type of flower, Champaka, fragrant flower. Bilva Patra, the Bilva leaves. The flower mixed with, combined with this variety of flowers and leaves. That is the fifth step, Pushpam. Then next one is Dhupam. Dhupam is incense stick, or dhupa stick itself is available, material is available, Guggulu, etc. So Dhupam I offer to Bhagavan. And then Tatha, similarly Deepam, lamp. So seventh step is lamp, Deepa. So I visualize that I am offering this lamp Arati, waving Arati around the Lord. You can visualize any form, but here it is Shiva's form. So visualize Shiva and you are offering the Deepam to Bhagavan. Hey Deva, O Lord, ocean of compassion, Dayanide, Pashupate, the Lord of all living beings. Pashu means animals, but by extension all living beings. Hrutkalpitam, all these are imagined in my heart. Grihyatam, please accept. So this is the first sloka where 7 steps are described. Then the next sloka where few more steps are described. So varne navaratna khanda rachite patre ghrutam payasam bhaksham panchavidham payodadiyutam rambhafalam panakam shakanamayutam jalam ruchikaram karpurakhandojvalam tambulam manasa maya virachitam bhaktya prabho svikuru. So next step is Naivedyam. Naivedyam is this offering in the form of some eatables. And here also a devotee can be very, very generous. And so he is imagining what? Sovarne Navaratna Khanda Rachite Patre, in the vessel, bowl. Sovarne, golden, in golden vessel, which is also Navaratna Khanda Rachita, studded with the pieces of 9 gems, 9 types of gems. Vajra, Mauktika, Manikya, Neelam, Marakata, Gomeda, Padmaraga, Vaidurya and Pravalaka. These are called 9 gems. In English we have some names like ruby, diamond, and then red coral, sapphire, etc. So blue sapphire, then red sapphire, there are different sapphire is there. Emerald is there. So all these are called Navaratna, 9 types of gems. Navaratna malas are available. So here the vessel, you imagine, a golden vessel studded with these 9 types of gems. As I told you, when you are offering mentally, why should you be miserly? Offer as grand as possible. Okay. So in that patra, what is there? Payasam. Payasam means a sweet made of milk and rice. Milk, rice, sugar. That is called payasam. Some people may not be knowing what is payasam. So payasam is this. Ghritam along with some ghee. And bhakshyam panchavidham. 5 types of the naivedyam. 5 types of eatables. Bhakshyam is eatables. And generally we talk about 4. Bhakshya, Bhojya, Choshya, Lehya. So 4 only. In the Bhagavad Gita it comes Chaturvidam and Pachamyanam Chaturvidam. So Bhakshya means what? The food which you have to chew. Like murukku etc. You cannot swallow it. That is called Bhakshyam. And Bhojya means rice. You don't have to chew, you can just swallow. And Choshya means you have to, like sugar cane, you can take the juice. Lehya means you lick it, like honey, etc. And something is payam, like rasam, etc. Rasam what? You drink. So these are called Pancha Vidam Bhakshyam. Bhakshyam Pancha Vidam. All 5 I am giving. And they are made up of what? Payo Dadhi Yutam. Mixed with paya, milk, dadhi, curd, different items. Some items made with milk, some item milk with mixed with curd or made up of curd. Ayurveda people will have problem. They will say curd and milk should not be mixed. But in a grand meal, all these are done. Rambha phalam, banana. Banana is a part, generally, is a part of the meal. Panakam, some beverages. Like starters, you know, that is called panakam. The soup they give, that is called panakam. Shakanam ayutam. Ayutam literally means 10,000s. But here it is in the sense of big number. Shakanam ayutam means many varieties of vegetables. Indian and exotic, all vegetables. Shakanam ayutam. Jalam ruchikaram, tasty water. Mixed with the pieces of karpura khanda. There is a eatable karpura. One we use it for arti, but there is a karpura eatable. So karpura khandojvalam means mixed with the edible camphor. And tambulam, bitter leaf. Manasa maya virachitam is made by me through mind. Manasa means imagine by my mind. Hey Prabhu, O Lord, Svikuru, please accept. Because it is made, virachitam, how? Bhaktya, made with devotion. All these things are made by me with devotion. Of course, through the mind. But please, Svikuru, please accept. So in this shloka, the 8th step Naivedyam, 9th is Jalam, 10th is Tambulam. That 3 steps are given. Alright. Now, the next shloka is talking about few more steps which are offered mentally. Chhatram chamarayoryugam vyajanakam chadarshakam nirmalam veena bheri mrudanga kahalakala geetancha nrityan tatha sashtangam pranatistutil bahuvidha hyetat samastam maya sankalpena samarpitam tava vibho pujangruhana prabho. So here other few steps are given. Chhatram, umbrella. Holding umbrella is also one upachara. Chhatram. Chamarayoho yugam. Yugam is a couple. 2. Chamara, chowris it is called. Chowris is made up of the hair of yak, and those hairs are held in a particular handle-like rod, and then it is waved in front of the Lord. It's called whisk. In English, it's called whisk or whisker. For removing these mosquitoes, etc., that is used. That is called chamara in Sanskrit, chowri in English also. English also they use this word, or whisk also they call it. So I wanted to bring it in fact. So chamarayoho yugam, a couple of this chamara. Then vyajanakam, fan, regular fan, hand fan. Then cha adarshakam. It is not cha adarshakam, cha adarshakam. Adarshakam is mirror. What type of mirror? Nirmalam, pure. So chhatram, chamarayoho yugam, vyajanakam, and nirmalam adarshakam. So 11th step is chhatram, 12th is chamara, 13th is vyajana, 14th. So 11th is chhatram, 12th is chamara, 13th is vyajana, 14th is adarshaka. Adarshaka means this mirror. Alright. Then next one is veena, bheri, mrudanga, kahala, kala. Veena, bheri, mrudanga, kahala, kala means, kala means here it is the art, music, instrumental music. Instrumental music of what all instruments used? Veena, lute, bheri, kettle drum, mrudanga, another type of drum, and kahala, a huge drum. Kala means music. So instrumental music of these instruments. Geetam means song. Nrityam, dance. So these also are upacharas. Then Shashtangam pranatihi. Pranati means prostration. With 8 limbs, Sashtangam. So offering prostration to the Lord using the 8 limbs is called Sashtanga Pranama. Sashtanga Pranatihi. What are the 8 limbs? This is counted in different ways. One is 2 hands. You can count simple way. 2 hands, 2 feet, and 2 knees, 6. Then chest and forehead. That becomes 8. So this is a simple way of counting. 8 limbs are involved in this prostration. Therefore, they are called Sashtanga Pranatihi. But some other place they count it differently. Padbhyam, Karabhyam. Padbhyam is feet. Kara means hands. Janubhyam, then knees. Urasa, chest. Shirasa, head. Drisha means your eyes are also involved. Then Vachasa, you say Namaskaromi. So that is also used. Vachasa and Manasa. So these are the 8 limbs used. Padbhyam, Karabhyam, Janubhyam, Urasa, Shirasa, Drisha and Vachasa, Manasa. These are the limbs involved in the Namaskara. Therefore, it is called Shashtanga Pranatihi. It is an expression of my surrender to Bhagavan. Then, Stutihi Bahuvidha. Stuti, praise, glorification of the Lord. Bahuvidha, of various types, in various raga, from Shruti, from Smruti, from Purana. Therefore, Bahuvidha, of many types. Stuti of many types. He etat samastam. He indeed, etat samastam, all this. Maya samarpitam, offered by me. How? Sankalpena, only through my intent. through my thought, mentally I have offered Tava to you. Hey Vibho, O all-pervasive Lord, Sambodhana. Pujam Gruhana Prabho. O Lord, Grihana, please accept my puja. My mental puja, please accept. When we are offering puja, there is so much humility. We don't feel that I am doing something great. In fact, we feel so grateful to the Lord that He is accepting my puja. Therefore, every now and then we are requesting, please accept my puja, please accept my puja. And doing this puja regularly, physically or mentally, will invoke a devotee in you. And when you do this exercise, this Kaika puja means formal puja or Manasa puja, then a devotee becomes so strong, so powerful in you that you see Bhagavan's presence everywhere. You see these all the activities as puja of the Lord. And that particular attitude of appreciating Bhagavan in all activities is given in the next shloka, a very popular shloka. Atma tvam girijaamatis sahacharah prana shariram gruham puja te vishayopabhogarachana nidra samadhisthitihi sancharah padayoh pradakshina vidis stotrani sarva giro yadyat karma karomi tattadakhilam Shambho Tavaradhanam. So, what is the attitude of a bhakta? Well established bhakta, well grown devotee, the devotee who has grown in his devotion. What is his attitude? Atma Tvam, O Lord, you alone are available in the form of this self, Jivatma. See, Shankaracharya is Advaita Acharya. So he can never forget the vision of non-difference. Therefore he said, O Lord, you alone are available as I. And Bhagavan Sri Krishna has told in Bhagavad Gita also that my first vibhuti is what? Atma. In all the human beings, Sarva Bhuteshu Aham Atma, in the 10th chapter. So, Atma, the Jivatma is nothing but Paramatma. Paramatma alone is available as the Jiva. So, O Lord, you alone are there as I, who is doing all the activities. And Matihi, intellect. My intellect is what? Parvati. So I invoke Parvati in my intellect. I invoke you in me as a person, individual. I invoke Parvati in the intellect. And all my pranas, prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana, all of them are sahacharaha, your attendant. Shariram gruham, this body is your temple, your abode. And Vishayopabhoga Rachana, the act of enjoyment of all the objects, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, all of them are what? Te puja, is your worship. So when I am eating some food, it is really your worship. When I am enjoying the smell of a flower, that is offering to you. So it is a puja only, your puja. So any experience by me is your puja. Nidra samadhi sthitihi. And when I am sleeping, that also is abidance in samadhi, remaining in samadhi, the state of samadhi only. Because in nidra, sata somya sampanno bhavati, we become one with Ishvara, therefore it is samadhi only. And padayoho sancharaha, The movement of my feet means walking. Anywhere I am walking is what? Pradakshina Vidihi. Is the act of walking around you. That is Pradakshina. So whatever type of walking, anywhere I am walking, it is walking around you. Pradakshina only. Circumambulation alone. And Sarva Giraha. All my speech, all my utterances are stotrani, are your praise only. So when a devotee has got this type of devotion, then whatever he speaks becomes the appreciation, glorification of the Lord. And therefore, O Lord, this is my attitude. What? Yadyat karma karomi tat tad akhilam shambho tavaradhanam. O Shambho. Shambho means what? The source of auspiciousness. Shambhavati yasmat. Saha Shambhu. Sambodhana Shambho. O Shambho, O Lord, O source of auspiciousness. Yadyat karomi. Whatever I do. Tattadakhilam. All that. Tava aradhanam is your worship alone. In fact, this is called Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga means what? Doing the action with the attitude of worshipping the Lord. So, my regular puja, physical or mental, helps me to be a better Karma Yogi. So, I can have the attitude of worshipping the Lord in every action. So, the whole world becomes puja room for me. And my puja time is not only 10 minutes, 15 minutes. The whole day is puja time for me. Even night also is a puja only because I am doing samadhi in you. So it's a puja. So this is a very beautiful shloka describing the attitude of a bhakta with reference to all the activity he does. And now in the next shloka, bhakta expresses his humility and asks for any pardon if any violation is there of dharma in any manner. So there is expression of humility in the next shloka. Karacharana kritam va kayajam karmajam va shravananayanajam va manasam va paradham vihitam avihitam va sarvametat kshamasva jaya jaya karunabdhe Shri Mahadeva Shambho. Karacharana kritam vakkayajam karmajam va shravananayanajam va manasam va aparadham. Aparadham means any mistake, any offense. Karacharana kritam, done by hand or legs. Vakkayajam, born of my speech or the body, or born of any other activities in any form. Shravana Nayanajam, born of my listening to wrong things. Nayanajam, seeing what is not to be seen. That is called Shravana Nayanajam va aparadham. Aparadha, the mistake, born of seeing and hearing. Or manasam, mental offense, mental violation of dharma. Vihitam avihitam va. Certain violation is permitted as a part of some ritual. Like if I am doing puja or yajna, some insects will be killed. That is permitted. Means it is a part of the action. We cannot avoid. When we are cooking, then also some himsa will be there. But it is a vihitam, means permitted. Avihitam, not permitted. So vihitam or avihitam, any aparadha is done by me, aparadha means any mistake done by me, sarvam etat kshamasva. O Lord, please pardon all this violation. And jaya jaya, let there be victory, victory. This is a very beautiful concept. We say, Sri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai, Mahadeva ki jai. What do we mean by that? let there be victory of the Lord means may I appreciate this fact that finally Bhagavan's will alone prevails. Let it prevail. Let Bhagavan's will govern my life. Jaya Jaya. Hey Karunabdhe, O ocean of compassion, Shri glorious Mahadeva, great Lord, great God, Shambho, the source of auspiciousness, let there be victory of you and please pardon if any mistake is done anytime. Thus, this stotra is a beautiful stotra where in the first 3 shlokas, Shodashopachara Puja is done mentally, is described is to be done mentally, and in the 4th shloka, this attitude of a devotee with regard to activities is beautifully presented, and at the end, if any mistake is done, this Bhagavan is requested to pardon it. So, from this stotra, what is the message we derive? That let me invoke a devotee in me by regular puja, either done physically or mentally. That is the first thing. Second thing is, let me strengthen the devotee in me so much that all my activities become worship of the Lord. And when I become such a strong devotee, intense devotee, then I become qualified to understand Ishvara and discover oneness with Ishvara. Bhagavan says, Bhaktya mam abhijanati, bhakti yogena sevate. And therefore, bhakti of this kind also helps me to be qualified to receive the knowledge of oneness with Ishvara. So we pray to Bhagavan that may we do physical or mental puja of the Lord, you. May I become a very strong devotee, intense devotee of yours. And finally, I discover my real relationship of oneness with you. We pray to Bhagavan for his grace, and with this we conclude. Om Tat Sat. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah.
विदिताखिल शास्त्र सुधा जलधे महितोपनिषत् कथितार्थनिधे हृदये कलये विमलं शरणं भवशङ्कर देशिकमे शरणम् भवशङ्कर देशिकमे शरणं भवशङ्कर